Thanks to ChatGPT's revolutionary new improvements, I was able to create for you my full ebook on the 30-minute infopreneur and also create the landing page for it with top-tier sales copy, design, all done within about 30 minutes. And if you click the link below, you can download it now and see exactly how I'm creating winning digital products in a very short space of time that could go on to make me thousands and thousands of dollars. Now, this is getting a bit meta, but in today's video, I'm going to take you through step by step how I use ChatGPT to create digital products thanks to its new image generation capabilities. But then from that video, I took the transcript, went over to Claude, and then produced this book and produced this landing page. So if you want to know how to take your existing expertise, repurpose it, repackage it, and ultimately sell it for large amounts of money without breaking too much of a sweat, then make sure you watch to the end of this video. While I run a successful agency, making around $50,000 per month, remember that's revenue, not profit. Whereas over the last 6 months, my biggest revelation has been switching to info marketing, selling to a much wider array of people for a much lower price, but keeping much more of the profit. Because of that, that's now consistently bringing me $15,000 a month in additional profit on top of my existing revenue streams. ChatGPT just changed the game on image generation. For a long time now, we've all known the frustration trying to create infographics, Pinterest pins, digital products, and ChatGPT can do a lot of the work, but the text is always wrong. And there is a workaround. You can go into Canva, use the magic text grab feature to then go in and edit that text. But there's a lot of work. It's still quite clunky, but now everything's changed. The most recent update of Chat can do infographics pretty much completely free from errors. Perfect text. So in this case, I took my 2025 link building guide. You can still get that for free if you want. Just click the link below and fill in the form. It's a full document packed full of useful link building material, including my screening process when performing outreach. So you only build the backlinks with the most power that actually work. There's the citation business directories. So you can go in and give yourself easily 100 links with your business name, address, and phone number. Really big trust signal for Google. And then also press releases, how you're able to get around 400 backlinks from quality news sites with just a simple, cheap press release. So all of that is still available, but I wondered, let's make it better. So I simply copied and pasted the full SOP into ChatGPT, and now I can ask ChatGPT questions and get it to create infographics on it. So in this case, I just asked for a single section, but now let's say, give me a infographic on crafting the perfect press release for SEO. And let's see how this does. It does take some time. It seems almost iterative, where we'll kind of come up with V1, and then you can see it really goes through and tries to refine it. But as you can see, the results have been really good so far. Just earlier today, I've been quizzing ChatGPT on if I were to relocate to somewhere like Thailand for 3 months a year, what do I do with my cat? So got the response from ChatGPT, but then said, give it to me as an infographic, when I heard how ChatGPT is now killing it with infographics. Now, it's still not 10 out of 10. We can see find a foster home for your CT. We're missing an A there. But generally speaking, this is a long way from where we were just a few months ago. Now, here we go. We can see the image generating. So it's kind of got an idea of the background, but then it goes through and kind of refines it in one go. And actually, this has worked really well. Apart from this random domain at the bottom, we can see this is a pretty good overview. Create a newsworthy angle, optimize your headline, structure your press release. So actually, this looks really good. We've even got this illustration in the top right corner, which I think looks good. Let's do one more. Give me the link build by SEO Jesus. And now I'm going to upload my logo to try and get a more branded infographic. In fact, I'm just going to take a screenshot and then paste that in there. Let's see how this does. Okay, I didn't specify image, so I'm now just getting the guide, but that's good. We can then turn the guide into an infographic. Now keep watching the video, because coming up next, I'm going to tell you about what I would actually do with this to really take advantage. Obviously, AI has got huge capabilities, but for most of us, the issue is, what do you actually do with it to actually generally make money online is the ultimate aim. So close that one. Give me a branded infographic for this. Now, one key question here is, when I say branded, is it going to be able to actually use the logo in the image? I don't think so. It's not been very good at taking a photo and placing that into an AI image. Let's see how this does. So while we wait for that, let me talk about actual use cases. So what I'm really noticing with AI, I think we always knew this was going to happen. There are those who are aware and just constantly iterating. And there's loads of people out there, the vast majority of people, who are just completely unaware. They might have heard of ChatGPT, maybe they use it for a few emails or something, maybe they write a blog post with it. And so what we're noticing is this disconnect as we've got these sort of AI pros who are getting further and further ahead. And then we've got the rest of the world who are left in consumer mode. And what you notice going on to Fiverr, Etsy, all these marketplaces, you can find things like logo design, where consumer over here thinks that's a really nice logo. They must have a proper artist or graphic designer. Whereas the reality is someone who's aware of all the tools and software, they could be knocking out these really good logos all day long, whether it's with AI, whether it's with software. One way or another, this person thinks they're getting a really good handmade service and they're happy, they're getting value, but this person has got really rapid execution. Look at this, my logo is actually coming through into the infographic. It has been changed, it's not quite the same, but actually it's a really good attempt. And the great thing about that is actually, that means we can actually iterate more. It used to be, if you got an AI image, which my logo actually is, then if you wanted to change this in any way, then you come back with completely different options. And if you lost that chat and you started a new chat and you gave it a logo saying, give me a new version of this, but change the magnifying glass to red or something, the logo you got back would be very different. Whereas it really does look like now, given that I've given it that and I've got this back, it looks like it really can now iterate on the same image over and over again. But here we go. Here's my link building Bible coming out very nicely. The 4 commandments of white hat SEO. Again, let's read carefully to check the text is correct. Create valuable content that attracts links naturally. That's kind of hallucination. I always say we need links. You've got to go out and build those links. Thou shalt avoid black hat tactics. Do you know who I am? Steer clear of paid links, link farms, and other manipulative practices. Okay, so as an infographic, really good. And branding, I think could be better. I suppose it's got a sense of the blue and it knows that the orange is going to look better on the blue. But generally, I don't really feel that these are resonating so well with my brand. But it is a good infographic. Let's not be too fuzzy. Let's now rewrite this based on the SOP I gave you. Let's turn this into actually valuable, actionable content, not just plain white hat. Write great content and you will attract links over. So to get back to what I was saying, for a long time, the internet's been filled with these arbitrage opportunities. And with AI, the arbitrage is just getting faster and faster with a wider gap because you've got really easy means of production, but you still got an audience who values that kind of thing. I think for a lot of online businesses now, there's a huge amount of work to be done in terms of, or opportunity, in terms of tribes and identity. So if we just take politics as an example, we know whenever there's these big changes in politics, t-shirts spring up everywhere and different slogans, that kind of thing. And people feel compelled to buy when they see a design that resonates with them. So if we just put an Elon Musk t-shirt into Etsy, then of course there's a lot of variations here. So now it'd be so easy to just pick a niche like that, or even test out multiple niches, use a print-on-demand service, and just knock out t-shirt designs like this. Let's have a look at workbooks. This kind of niche is absolutely crazy in terms of digital downloads. We've got shadow work, self-discovery therapy. These are the kinds of things that are now much easier to actually produce at scale with ChatGPT's latest update. So if we have a look at this ADHD toolbox, so £27 per download. And don't forget, these are printables. There's no cost of fulfillment here. It's just a digital product. I know people who produce digital products like this will spend a lot of money on Etsy ads, but you actually get the email addresses of the buyers. And so they're using this purely as lead gen. They just want to use the download, the printable, to actually pay for the ad cost. And in the meantime, they're building a massive email list within a certain niche. So in this case, we could take the example of ADHD. So all these templates are now much easier to produce with ChatGPT. So you can see this shop has had 734 reviews. There's different metrics out there in terms of estimating the total number of sales versus the number of reviews. If I remember right, I think people used to say that 20% of buyers would leave a review. So if you times this by 5, that means Simplify My Socials has probably had around 3,000 to 4,000 sales. And then if we look at their other products, we can see all very similar things. So digital downloads, printables around mental health, fitness. Click on all, there you see the health and wellness, menopause, life coaching. But this is all just a continuation of infographics. In fact, yeah, Canva templates, that's a massive niche. Now, back to the chase. So we've got our 10 commandments now written actually based on my SOP, rather than AI hallucinations of you should only build white hat links, which means not building links and never actually getting your content seen. And now saying, now produce the infographic. Okay, so it's getting there now. This looks like it's going to be my face, which is not the info. Okay, here we are being revealed. Again, the logo looks good. In fact, that logo looks extremely close to the original now. And then title emerging, and all that text is correct so far. And this is looking good. These are words taken straight from the actual SOP. Okay, this actually looks pretty good. It's cut the bottom off, and I think if I were to do this again, I would say let's educate it that we're going to do a full ebook on this, but we want it to look like a nice infographic. The branding is really good, so the text looks good, the colors are there, so layout's not perfect, but really good start. We see the text is starting to lose it a bit down here, and we've got special merchant. So it looks like given the amount of data we've given it, it was starting to struggle a bit, but still a long way ahead of where we were just a few months. Now, one thing I've especially wanted AI's help with is producing course mockups, because basically we as humans, even with digital products, we like an idea of what we're actually getting. So anytime you have any sort of digital products, it really pays to have a physical mockup of it. So I currently pay for a SaaS tool that does these mockups for me. But if I could do this with AI, that would be much better. So give me a photorealistic mockup of my link building course. Let's see how this goes. Loads of people have been telling me that the general image generation of ChatGPT is also much better now, because we've known for a long time that ChatGPT images are good, but they're not the same as a specialist like Midjourney. Whereas now, apparently, that gap is closing. And of course, given what we're seeing so far with images being much better, branding being much better, and the text in terms of the infographics looking good, it's probably going to be much easier now to actually produce Facebook ads as well. Because of course, one of the biggest keys to success with ads is testing lots of creatives at once. Okay, we're even getting the logo transplanted onto the book very nicely. Slowly scrolling through. So it's taken mock-up and immediately assumed book because it's a link building Bible. I don't know why all the gurus and course sellers still insist on making it look like you get this cardboard box full of CDs, but it does seem to work. There's a familiarity there that you are actually getting a thing, not just a download. And the text, maybe an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, because we've got link building course, which is not quite right, but generally very good. I mean, this is pretty much exactly the same as what I've got here, wooden table with some shadows on it, and this is what we've got here. So can we turn that into a Facebook ad? Now, generally I find Facebook ads perform better if you've actually got a human face on them, because it is after all a social network. Let's just try copying this image off my website. Now give me the Facebook ad to promote the course, including my real face. Okay, it's quite a challenge now. Let's see how it does. So potentially what we've done here is we're taking the Google Doc. We've basically come up with some content to turn it into more an ebook. We've now got the mock-up of that ebook. We wanted a course, but we've got the ebook, whatever, same principle. So now can we actually design the Facebook ads to actually promote that ebook? And we're nearly there. And for those wondering, when I'm talking about these low ticket digital products, selling them on Etsy, selling them on Facebook, the end game here is not to make loads of money from this book. It's to actually build an audience and build the list. You'll typically find the most successful marketers will typically take a simple product like an ebook, like a mini course, sell it for $27, promote it on Facebook. That $27 will pay for the Facebook ads. This is looking really good now. That is exactly my face. That is the photo perfectly transplanted. Okay, the eyes are starting to look a little different, but that's okay. I'll take an AI clone. Okay, this is getting really scary now. It's even got the bags under my eyes. That photo was taken in Miami at an event, and it was about 10 a.m. in the morning, and I traveled from London to Miami, so I hadn't slept well, so I was looking distinctly rough, and that's now become my main headshot for my personal brand. But wow, look at this. That is both impressive and scary. Now we've got the logo coming through as well. Link building Bible, discover how to master link building and rank any site. It's not the best copywriter in the world, but we could be. My logo has turned into Mr. Bean. Okay, that is terrifying. We can iterate on this, but I've got no idea what the next prompt needs to be. So you've forgotten to include the book. My face looks really good, but you didn't need to try and put my face into my logo. And enroll now, CTA. Okay, so already this is a pretty good Facebook ad in terms of most people forget to have a call to action like enroll now. And it's simple. Link building Bible, how to master link building and rank any site. Not the best copywriter in the world, but so many people will get stuck in the technical trap of explaining what it is you're getting, but not why it's important, not why it's valuable to you as a business owner. So take out the logo and include the mock-up instead. Be more of a pro copywriter when it comes to the sales copy. That's probably a bit much and we're going to overload it, but let's just see what's possible. Mate, that face looks truly terrifying, but that's definitely going to stop the scroll. I've seen a lot of that. One eye is bigger than the other. I've seen a lot of that on Facebook lately where people are using really weird, uncanny valley AI images to simply get your attention. And I think the big one I've seen is Mark Zuckerberg done in a really weird way. Okay, hopefully better results this time. So yeah, as I was saying, simple digital products, could be an ebook, could be a download, mini course, something like that. Sell it for $27. Those are the kinds of price points that have been proven to work. You want a load of upsells on the back end. So you've had the mini course, now get the full course for $97 or $197. But by running that, the dream is you'll be able to break even on the ads. And that means you can grow a massive audience at zero cost. And from there, you can then launch more offers to that list. Ideally, doing what's called ascension, where you try and push them towards a super high ticket option that's $5,000 or $10,000, something like that. Now, only 1 or 2 people out of 100 are going to be able to take that option. But the fact is, if you're acquiring leads for free because your initial offer is paying for your ads, then you can find those clients no problem at all. Oh, look at this. This is looking perfect now. What more backlinks? Weird, but kind of believable image of me. And we've got the ebook coming through. That is looking impressive. Okay, we're going to get my face twice. This is actually looking really good. One other pushback is Facebook generally prefers more square sizes, I think. So I have to get it resized. But in terms of the actual concept, we've got the face, we've got the mock-up, and we've got perfect text. And now I can simply go back and say, give me another variation, or I'll ask what key variation should I be testing? So with a face and without a face, different calls to action, different headlines, different benefits and features. And then I can just say, give me 10 of those images addressing each of those different variations. But this is actually really good. It's done exactly what I wanted in terms of being a copywriter. What more backlinks? A really weird looking face of me. The link building Bible, comprehensive guide to backlinks. Learn proven link building strategies that actually work. Get your copy of the link building Bible today and then buy now. That is actually really good. Considering what's the timer up to now? 31 minutes. I've just been messing around for 31 minutes and I've now got a framework where I can just go back and say, right, give me another. Make the button green, or let's do with the mock-up, without the mock-up, give me a different face. So overall, really good. So like I say, if you get nothing else from this video, there's going to be a million people now saying, oh, look, ChatGPT just made images so much better. But no one's going to be telling you what to actually do with that. So I tell you, digital products, absolutely. Because think about it, you can sell to the whole world with no cost of multiplication. If I were an e-com, if I had a physical product, it becomes so much more difficult for me to sell to the US and Europe at the same time. Whereas a simple digital product, it costs me the same amount to sell to 1,000 people as 10 people. And we've now got the means to do that very easily and cheaply using ads, using YouTube, using SEO. But it all comes down to the actual offer and how you package that offer. So as we move more to this world where the most valuable services tend to be knowledge, insights, experience, that can be very easily commodified. So you need to package that up into good offers, whether it's ebooks, whether it's courses. If I just popped up in a Facebook ad saying, here's how you build better backlinks, then that's not very appealing. But if I'm coming up with this actual widget, this actual mock-up, in this guide, you'll be able to achieve this, and it's only $7. You know what you're getting, I know what I'm giving you, and then with that, you can then build the trust, build that email list, and then sell to that list with much more higher ticket offers. Once you got those touch points in, you built that trust, you built that brand, and you can sell really valuable stuff.